by asking you, there's been a big padyatra that you have concluded across the state, more than 225 days, 226, I think, to be precise, that concluded earlier this week. What did you learn? What did you pick up on this journey across your state?
Thank you, Barkha, for having me. Fundamentally, the Yuvagalam Padyatra started off as a platform for youth to express, their opinion on the government. And what it turned out is that people from across cross sections. So it could be the women, it could be youth, it could be building workers, auto mechanics, government employees, police. There's a lot of dissatisfaction across board. So this Padyatra became a platform for them to express their opinions against the government. Number one. Number two, it gave me a great opportunity to understand my state at a 0 feet level. Because Andhra Pradesh has Rayalaseema, South Andhra and North Andhra, and the problems are quite different. In fact, problems from one parliament to the other parliament are extremely different. So this Padyatra helped me connect back to the public, understand what are the challenges that they're facing, and actually, sort of take all their problems, understand them much better, and make it part of our manifesto that we just announced.
But tell me this, your father has been embattled. He has been accused of corruption. You have repeatedly said that he only emulated a model that has also been deployed in other states. But the allegations are quite serious. They basically involve favoring two tech firms, basically dispersing more than 300 crore rupees without proper procedure and against objections raised by bureaucrats on their files. On what basis are you going to talk about a change when Mr. Naidu, your father, is mired in these serious corruption allegations? He's been to jail, he's out on bail. What's the plan?
It's nothing but regime revenge. See, Mr. Naidu has done various reforms. He's been a chief minister for 15 years. He's been a leader of opposition for 15 years. Now they create some trumped up charges on a skill development corporation. And the entire file, if you look at the signatures, the release of the funds was done by the officials. I clearly state that there was no corruption involved. In fact, this government first stated that there's a 3,000 crore scam. Then they said a 370 crore scam. Now they're saying a 27 crore scam. That the money came to party accounts. Where is the proof? It's nothing but regime revenge. And please understand that that's not the only case. They have filed 4 other cases on random things. And I'll give an example. The new case is on sand policy given by the erstwhile government. Erstwhile government gave a free sand policy that where people only need to pay money for transportation. So they're saying that resulted in loss to the exchequer, and they filed a case against Mr. Naidu. So it's very clear that it's nothing but regime revenge, and this is Jagan trying to prove one-upmanship using the state machinery, nothing more.
But you said that the value of the scam keeps changing. The 371 crores that I referred to is only the initial amount that is alleged to have been given to one of the technology firms. Your father was talking about a kind of upskilling sort of model. But then the charge is A, that tenders were not issued, B, that officials objected and they objected on file and he overrode those objections, and C, that there were shell companies to which this money was siphoned off. How do you respond specifically to these accusations?
Yeah, fundamentally, this is a project where 10% comes from the 90% comes in aid and grant. The aid and grant is where technology and the discounts of various partners come into place. So this is an exact model that was implemented by the Gujarat state government when Narendra Modi ji was the chief minister. Subsequent to Andhra Pradesh, many other states have actually implemented the exact same model. Number one. Number two, the money was released by the officials, where I have a report and I can share it with you, where it clearly states that we should release the money after they visited the project in Gujarat and they've seen it. And they said to retain interests of all parties, let's release the money. So that's done. Now let's come to what has happened in the field. 215,000 people have been trained, 85,000 people have been placed, gainfully employed, and all the centers of excellence and all the nodes where the training was supposed to happen actually happened. The equipment is there. All the nuts and bolts that were part of the agreement exist. It's all there. You can feel it. You can see it. Kids were trained. So where is the scam? When the total money released is attuned to close to 300 odd crores. How can 300 odd crores be a scam? Number one. Number two, they claim a GST evasion. Now, please tell me this. If there is a GST evasion, how is it the chief minister is responsible? And the irony of the entire thing, the officer who released the funds, one Mr. Prem Chandra Reddy, He's not investigated. He's not one of the accused. But then Mr. Naidu magically becomes the accused, and he's accused number 37. And for the last, it's now been close to 4 months that Mr. Naidu has been arrested. And of course, Mr. Naidu is now out on bail. Where is the evidence? Where have they been able to prove that here is the mistake? You can accuse Mr. Naidu of one thing, that he insisted the project be executed at lightning speed. Because that's one of our manifesto
So
promise. We said we'll skill people up.
no regrets about how this was handled.
Absolutely not. If that is the case, then I was the minister in his government. Close to 25,000 kilometers of CC road was laid in a war footing basis. Then being efficient cannot be held against us. And that's exactly what's happening right now in the state.
What
It's
is
nothing but
Mr.
regime
Naidu's
revenge.
what is Mr. Naidu's state of mind, given these allegations, given
No,
his
he's
time in jail?
absolutely strong. No, he's absolutely strong. He's come out even stronger. He's quite clear that he's not going to let false allegations stop him. And tomorrow is the major Sabha, and the first time that he's going to address a very mass gathering at the culmination of the Yuvagalam padyatra. And he's going to come out much, much stronger than he actually was when he went in.
Okay, the court will have the final say on those corruption allegations. But since you spoke about regime revenge, there are reports that through this padyatra and otherwise, you have a red book. And in this red book, you too have your notings on people, on names of people who you believe have been unfair to you, that your moment of revenge will also come. What is the truth of this red book?
No, this red book is where I have the names of the officers who have broken the law, harassed people, and harassed party workers. So there are IPS officers who didn't let Mr. Naidu go to his own constituency. How is that even fair? The Constitution of India is not being implemented in the state. We are unable to come out and protest on the streets because the police come and tie a rope to our gates. And if we jump over the gates, then they falsely put cases against us. So any official who has broken the law, they'll have to face the music. There will be a judicial inquiry. And we want to take it to a logical conclusion. And the red book is merely aimed at writing those names, documenting all those names. And we will expose it.
When you say it documents the names of officers who have broken the law, are you planning, therefore, your own revenge? Are you saying when you come into power, this red book will be weaponized against certain state officials today?
Barkha, it's very unfair to say that's regime revenge. The
I'm
point
just
is they have
asking.
broken the law. No, they have broken the law, right? So when someone's broken the law, we'll establish that the law was broken. We'll follow due process and ensure that law takes its own course. I'm not falsely implicating anyone here. I'm not falsely implicating any politician here. I'm saying officials who broke the law, they'll have to face the music. And there are people who broke the law. Mr. Naidu, as I said, was not allowed to go to his own constituency. I mean, they have not implemented the constitution that was written by Ambedkar ji. They have their own constitution. They come up with random frameworks to stop people from doing what they're supposed to do, and public servants from discharging their duty.
What are you taking to the people that is distinctive from Jagan Reddy's party? Mr. Jagan Reddy also talks about, putting cash directly in the accounts of the poor. You today are also talking about welfareism. The state's financial condition isn't quite kosher. What is your USP today?
No, today, if you look at our Super 6, the guarantees that we've given to public, one of the major one is actually named under Yuvagalam. And in there, we clearly state that we're going to create 20 lakh jobs, both in the private, public, and self-employment. With these three models, we're going to create 20 lakh jobs. And in order for us to create 20 lakh jobs, we have to create massive infrastructure, economic zones, give power at a much lower price, and sort of kickstart the entire state economy that's come to a grinding halt because of policies of the current administration. So that's one of our cornerstone of the 6 promises that we have given.
But does the state have the funds? Does the state exchequer have the funds for this?
Well, see, Barkha, if you look at our past history of Telugu Desam Party, people always remember Telugu Desam Party when they go through tough times. Today, public of Andhra Pradesh are going through tough time. So that's why they all want to now come out and support TDP in big numbers. We have a history of creating wealth, creating cities like Cyberabad. That's our cornerstone of Telugu Desam Party's historical journey. So we have a history. We have done it in the past. We will